Texas State University has more than 300 student organizations on campus, and fundraising can sometimes be tough.
We are in a college town and everyone is for the most part broke. So asking students for more money that they probably don't have is going to be a little difficult.
Students must adhere to certain rules and regulations when they set up to fundraise in the quad.
Soliciting on campus is just a nightmare. There's so many regulations, there's so many things you can and cannot do, so that does limit these organizations.
Guidelines include safety training for those who want to sell or distribute food on campus.
We've thought about doing bake sales and things like that, but we have to have someone who's licensed to bake these things and to sell them at that time. And so as big as an organization we are, some of us don't have just the time to be on the quad and helping baking these and selling these things.
But an alternative is coming to Texas State to make raising money for projects a little bit easier. A new crowdfunding platform is being introduced, which will give organizations the opportunity to market their projects and raise funds through an online interactive website.
With crowdfunding as an option, student organizations will not only be able to raise money through profit shares, bake sales, and alumni donations, but through online contributions as well.
Some students say crowdfunding will help raise money and provide a new marketing tool.
Raising money for anything is hard, and raising money for an organization people don't know about is even harder. So the first thing is getting your word out there and letting people know, and then raising the money for it comes after. So crowdfunding really helps with that.
The crowdfunding program will start in April. For Bobcat Update, I'm Elizabeth Millner. Practicing for job interviews can be intimidating. However, Career Services makes the process less overwhelming. Before students meet with potential employers, they can meet with career counselors to improve their resumes, cover letters, and interviewing skills. The Associate Director of Career Services, Ralph Leal, says employers will always ask one question at every interview.
Probably the hardest question that is to answer is the "tell me about yourself" question. Some students go far back into their childhood and their accomplishments in high school, and that's really not what the employer is looking for.
Leal says it's important for students to do their research and be prepared not only to answer questions during an interview, but to ask questions as well.
I mean, if you imagine talking with somebody and they've done a lot of talking, and then all of a sudden they ask you, "So what do you think?" And you say, "Nothing." That's going to leave you to believe that, well, I guess they're really not interested.
Although face-to-face interviews are very common, interviews might be conducted over the phone or through an online video stream. A new link on the Career Services website, named interviewstream.com, allows students to conduct online interviews and then review them to correct any mistakes they may have made.
You can record yourself, you can look at it yourself, you can count how many times you say and like, you can see how many times you look down or look away.
Online resources such as interviewstream.com give students another opportunity to practice for interviews before meeting with potential employers. After preparing for an interview, looking professional is the next step. If you're unsure of how to dress professionally for an interview, you're able to rent business professional attire from Career Services. The clothing is free to all Texas State students and must be dry cleaned when returned to the career closet. For Bobcat Update, I'm Elizabeth Millner.
Since 2011, Texas State University has been a Tree Campus USA school. Being a certified school gives the campus certain benefits, like hosting an Arbor Day event.
Everybody has a good time. It's always a good time to plant. Everybody loves to plant trees. Everybody loves to give back.
Arbor Day ceremonies are usually in early November, but flooding in central Texas last fall caused the event to be postponed.
With over 6,000 trees on campus, students and faculty added 18 more during the Arbor Day event.
It's good to know that you're helping the environment out, because I honestly hate when I see trees getting cut down.
Supervisor of Grounds and Maintenance, David Sanchez, taught students how to properly plant the trees and explained how they will be cared for after the event.
When we plant a tree, we used to have irrigation directly to the tree, and we were, but in this case we don't. So we're gonna have to be kind of watching them and water them by hand.
In just a few years, students will be able to see the trees fully grown.
You'll be able to bring your families back here and say, "I planted that one when I was in school here."
While the trees are small now, they're on their way to a life of providing shade and replacing the more mature trees after they die. For Bobcat Update, I'm Taylor Hughes.
Students in the San Marcos School District take home more than knowledge. These sacks go to children who go home on the weekends with little or no food to eat and return to school hungry.
School Fuel is a feeding program that we send home food on the weekends to schools in the San Marcos Independent School District. Right now we're serving 414 students in 3 elementary schools. Our goal is to feed all of the students in San Marcos Independent School District that need the food, and that's from the pre-K all the way through the high school.
On Friday mornings, more than 400 sacks are delivered to 3 elementary schools in San Marcos. The backpacks provide 4 full meals plus snacks to children between kindergarten and 5th grade. To get involved with School Fuel, call 512-757-2610 or visit their website at schoolfuelsanmarcos.org.